Howdy Whams. So today we are working on the end of our The Day It Rained Cockroaches story. We're working on your journal entry and Kahoot. So we're going to see what you know and we're going to reflect on what we did. Always take your attendance. And yes, by now you should have taken your Kahoot challenge. Just think about it. If you did really well on your Kahoot challenge, then your reading comprehension is really high and you're doing good. If you didn't, then you need to spend a little more time hitting the dictionary for words and maybe do a little more annotating or taking notes as you go. All of our strategies were to improve those things. Okay, now I've talked enough about Kahoot, which by the way was not timed to make sure you had time to look up the words, so it's on you. All right, so right now we're getting ready to go in and record in your Flipgrid journal. Let me go ahead and show it to you. Then I got a coaching point that's super important. All right, so we're at the end. Whenever we get to the end of a story, no matter what that story is, I want us to come back and reflect using Flipgrid. So you're going to reflect on The Day It Rained Cockroaches. You have 5 questions, like how is the character, that's Paul, in the story similar or different from you? Does the story remind you of something that's happened to you? And if it doesn't, then you need to still explain why. You can't just say no and move on. I will fail your assignment for that. Describe a character's appearance, thoughts, feelings, motives, and actions. You do not have to use Paul, but Paul is who you've analyzed, so your pick. All right. After that, you need to think about how we prepared for our pre-reading process. We looked up words we didn't know. We made connections with the text. And we analyzed the main character, Paul. So out of those 3 strategies for deeper reading or pre-reading or preparatory reading that we did, out of those 3, which one of those strategies helped you the most? And then you need to explain how to do those strategies and or explain why it worked for you. So you have to go into detail and explain. So if you picked the part about analyzing the character of Paul, then you would say down here that I found analyzing the character to be the most helpful strategy we learned. And then for 5, you would say that to analyze a character, you have to, and then you would explain the process of analyzing a character. Remember that if you pick analyzing a character, you had to actually put down what the text reference was, what it was about, what it meant, and then you had to analyze that. So make sure you walk me through that process if you pick that one, or whatever process you pick, you have to explain it. Then you have to tell me why you liked it. I like this because. So you've got to explain that. Go ahead and make your recording. Before you go, though, important strategy. Always follow this strategy. So you always want to write out what you're going to do first. Write a script. Plan it out. That's super important. Once you have a script written out and you already know what you're going to say, make sure you actually read it and practice it. Practice saying it a few times because you will not do well in TELPAS if it sounds like you're reading a cue card for the first time. Then when you're ready, record. Try not to re-record more than you have to because in TELPAS, you're going to get 2 times. That means when you do your first recording, if you don't like it and you do it again, you're stuck. Whatever comes out of your mouth on the second attempt, you're stuck with. That's not true for here with Flipgrid, but it is true with TELPAS. So try to keep it under 2 takes or 2 attempts. Also, try not to have too many pauses in your screen. When you stop in the middle of your sentences, it sounds like you don't know enough English and you're trying to think. The computer is vicious because you're being graded by a computer. You need to make sure that it comes out fluently or flows easily. Make sure that you're speaking clearly. Pronounce your words carefully. Make sure that you're saying them correctly. Use subject vocab words, so always try to add words like emblazoned. That's one of our vocabulary words. Try to use it in your speaking. Try to use fanboys or other connecting words, which you may not know what those are yet, depending on where you are, but we will talk more as we go. Make sure you answer the question completely. If your answer is no, you're going to fail. If you say, no, I didn't have anything in common with Paul because Paul was this, but I'm more like this, that's good. That's explaining the question, even though you disagreed with being like Paul. Never go with yes or no. Always explain yourself. And try to make sure that your recordings are at least 45 to 60 seconds in length. I'm sorry this is a longer video than usual, but I wanted you to see what we were doing, but I also wanted you to have this coaching section, which if you're listening to this, I think you're going to do okay. Either way, I look forward to seeing your videos. And remember, if you want the grade, you have to answer all of them the way it shows, or it will be incomplete and I will drop a 0. Okay? Good luck. I look forward to seeing these videos and see what your thoughts are on the whole pre-reading process with The Day It Rained Cockroaches.